Nights on a Saturday, not at the club, wish I had a day just to turn up. Have to say my time's burnt up. Something like my pockets in the saddest way. Reality TV just laughs at me. Kinda like those bullies in high school. Behind the scenes was catastrophe. So could everyone quit telling me what I had to be? Just to be simple with you, brother, I'm truly glad to be a fuck up. Cause right now I'm down, so homie, what's up? I know I didn't grow to get here by being stuck up. Some people out seeing how much energy they can suck up, but I'm filling the cup up, passing it to my brothers. Maybe one day I'll buy a house for my mother. Up on the mountain, awesome helipad, so I can visit often. Send my dad golfing off with Steve Austin, stone cold focused. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. It's been a minute now, milking every opportunity. I should get a cow, never seen an obstacle that I couldn't get around. But I'm not from royalty, so I didn't get a crown. These thoughts were written down for those who sit and frown. Complain every day about the blessings they were given. How do you suppose those bros in Africa are living now? Maybe you could see the light if I could shift the clouds. So I'll try, but man, look how time flies. This year came and went like drive-bys. Mama still says she's surprised by my size, but this cat survives, still got my 9 lives. So what you wanna do? Go home, relax for 5 days cause you wanted to? I'd rather be out in Bombay, but I ain't mad at you. I'm not home to stay, I'm just passing through. There's things I have to do. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way. No, there's no way for me to come home. I've been in the office, they asking me where I'm off. I'm thinking that I fell off, it's a bad decision to start off with. If I don't call back, don't be mad at me. Home with family is surely somewhere that I'd rather be. I've been on the road for just too long, hoping that I'll come soon. No, when that'll be, man, who knows? Guarantee I'll have something to show. Most of y'all complacent, none of y'all got patience. I know that for a fact, cause I'm part of that equation. Learned from the school of life, and this is orientation. Nothing could prepare me for what I recently been facing. Some say that gravity is too strong, but when you love, you really can't do wrong. So I'm sorry I can't move on, but I couldn't leave without this new song. Hey, cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home.
When you see you get fantasies you keep, became real when you met me. What I see I get, no matter where I am, next to you is where I want to be. When you see you get fantasies you keep, became real when you met me. What I see I get, no matter where I am, next to you is where I want to be. Toughening up, we messed up in the middle. Arguing lately, and baby is giving me nothing like Benjamin Buttons are in. Oh, sorry if you can't keep up with me now. How many times I keep bumping around? Oh, too many times I trip on the line and you huffing and puffing, I'm sitting and crying. But something is changing, truth that I'm finding. We always find out that we both got the right to go. Some fast and others slow. Further along it shows, we still got the plans to go, but we all got a purpose. I see, I get it. No matter where I am, next to you is where I want to be. When you see you get it, fantasies you keep it. Became real when you met me. What I see, I get it. No matter where I am, next to you is where I want to be. You always find out that we both got the right to go. We all got a purpose. When you see you get it. Oh. Too many times I tripped on the line. What I see, I get it. Low. Further along, shows. Still got the plans to be. When you see you get it. Too many times I tripped on the line. And became real when you met me. When you see, I get it.
They ask me how I know it'll be okay, because I know we'll live another day. Sunshine doesn't die when darkness fills the sky. So I will always find another way. They ask me how I know it'll be okay, because I know we'll live another day. Sunshine doesn't die when darkness fills the sky. So I will always find. Wait, off in the distance. If you pass Boston, then you missed it. I thank God for this maze, cause here I found my way. I know that some can't say the same thing with reason blaming and people shaming. We get you nowhere. Did he just go there? Bitch, I don't care. One time don't mean one time. More time you'll need, that's fine. Cause when you succeed, you'll find you create the wave. You don't need no sign. I seen ace of spades on Labor Day, and trust me, I ain't received no dime. They ask me how can you be so kind. I ask you how can you be so blind. We don't have to be so wild. Why you wanna see the same style and just compare to yo? Something like everything on the radio. Me, I just faded though, because I know I got my music and I know just how to use it. Yes, I know just how to use it. So when your car broke down and you can't get to work, when you spilled juice all up on your favorite shirt, expletives is what you wanna say, but in your mind my music starts to play. They ask me how I know it'll be okay, because I know we'll live another day. Sunshine doesn't die when darkness fills the sky. So I will always find another way. They ask me how I know it'll be okay, because I know we'll live another day. Sunshine doesn't die, darkness fills the sky. So I will always find another way. So when your car broke down and you can't get to work, when you spilled juice all up on your favorite shirt, expletives is what you wanna say, but in your mind my music starts to play. Ask me how I know it'll be okay, because I know we'll live another day. Sunshine doesn't die, darkness fills the sky. So I will always find another way. I wanna rock right now. Another way. They ask me how I know. Pandora's box, locked inside a dungeon, only summoned upon Horus sauce. Something that's been coming since the Knights of Camelot. Return from the land, a spamming pot. Let me grab my crotch, cause I'm wondering, what's this feeling rumbling? Rising to my tummy, now the kick drunk, he's coming in like, okay, y'all pretend like you can't feel this right. Okay, you know that we don't play.
Hey operator, can you help me please? I got this spot that inside of me. It feels right to ride. The bright lights. Hey operator, I swear it's an emergency. I'm about to leave the other ship behind me. It feels right to ride. The bright lights, bright lights.
Hold up, stop for a minute. Drop this gimmick cause we like to finish. Find a lock, can't pick it. Doors we see that find our limits, unfortunate. Most people never uncover it, let alone open it. Hoping this will pass. And plenty of ass and plenty of cash, but property, drug them all the hypocrisy. Obviously, this body we adopted has a lot of these. Results of our dichotomies. What's wrong? Does that make sense? It's alright, I got patience. The delivery is just latent. Gotta break into you.
I'm a manic, attracted to you, now I'm static. Now these flames keep on rolling, so I'ma tell you what last night. Can you help me please? I got this spot that's right inside of me. Feels right. Slide.
Temptations that's inside of me, always gonna be a part of me. He's a homeless man when the richer man is who it's hard to be. All I see is poverty, not just where my eyes can see. Gold and silver line the teeth of the beast that sits inside of me. But I never had time to find my peace, spending all my cash to find release. Will I break down? Probably, unless I dig inside to see if there exists a fire that's been spoken of. How do I begin to trust when all I've known was broken love?
Destinations, life from the low. Release them, no tension, and let them know. No, they say, don't give your heart away, no. But you gotta give your heart away. I'll be free. Me needs to be fierce and relentless and never back down, cause it's in our nature to defend us, and we to look above all the hate that shakes, makes and breaks us, no shame. Cause I'm me, I'll be free. It's burning up now. It's burning up now. It's burning up now. It's burning up now.
Gotta get my microphone on. It is great to be here, everybody. Let's go. Let's go. I'm very amped right now. That last track was called Fire. It's off an album that I made with my band, New Mind. Shout out to Jay if you're out there. All my homies who are out there, creators, artists, today is our day. Every Thursday from 11 to 1 is our Accelerate on Earth program. How are you doing? My name is Kevin on Earth. Hola, Shaka Lazera. Oh my gosh. Shaka, it is so good to see you, Shaka. Hey, let's go. Morrison, I'd rather be a servant in heaven than a king in hell, brother. I am but a member of this community. I am so grateful to bring whatever skills I have to the table to serve you all. And that's right. You know, it's funny. Just before this, I was in the DCL channel letting people know about this program. And I saw a message from people dropping my name saying I've gotten multiple DAO grants already. They say I've actually got 4 grants already. Actually, I'm going to correct you. I've actually gotten 5 DAO grants because I worked on another DAO grant as well. Number one, it shouldn't be the amount of DAO grants that you get. It's the amount of money that you get through the DAO grant. Some people could get 1 DAO grant that gets $240K. Some people could get 4 DAO grants. They get less than $60K. So number of DAO grants, I don't know if that says anything more than people who are actively trying to build the metaverse. That's right. WAGMI for some of you is some hopeful wish to make it, but for us, we are going to make it literally means we are going to make it, folks. We are literally going to bust out our journals, our designs. We're going to connect with the builders, and we're going to literally make it. Let's frickin' go. It is great to see y'all. OX Vapo, great to see y'all. OX Boris, appreciate the follow. GM. Oh my gosh. I'm getting some great love right now from Shaka Lazera. Shaka, I have a special address now for giveaways. Right here, I'm dropping it in your address. If anybody wants to ever send anything for giveaways, which actually I'm going to do a giveaway right now during this stream. Anyone who comes through for today's Accelerate on Earth session number 2 is going to get to claim a wearable. That's right. Go ahead and give the secret password, which is going to be like this. You need the secret password. Comment with the secret password. And it has to be something unique, so not anyone can just look at your... So the way I'm going to know you are here, you're going to need a secret password. And you're going to post that secret password here on this expand post. And you're going to want to make sure that you've joined and opted in. We have actually a airdrop and rewards function that we can mass airdrop our entire community. You don't even need to drop your ETH address. And there's so many reasons why that's unsafe to do, to actually drop your ETH address in a Twitter chat. And we can talk about that another time. But literally, you can opt in for rewards. Just one simple click. You opt in. You do a simple Polygon transaction. And I can airdrop you at any point. I can do that in mass, or in this case, you will need a secret password that I'm going to tell you right now. Are you ready? Drop a 9 in chat if you are ready for the secret password for the giveaway that we're doing here. And then we're doing the giveaway because we want to reward people who are here to educate themselves. Folks, this Accelerate on Earth program is focused on advancing problem solving in the metaverse. We are leveraging targeted funding for research and development. And this is session 2. If you missed session 1, you can get it for free. It's available. No, this is not a paid course that you gotta shell out for. This is a free service that I'm doing for the community, and that ideally next year, as I mentioned in chat, we're gonna bring this to the universities. Oh my gosh, DCL tour guide, freaking 15 months. Can you believe this? DCL Tour Guide's been here with us for 15 months. My goodness, DCL Tour Guide, I love you too. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to think we've been here. We've been kicking butt. DCL Tour Guide, have we not? We've come pretty far. Oh my gosh, and OX Vapo just airdropped 12 legendary wearables for giveaways right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I want to show you before I get into this, because we have a lot. We have time. We we don't have that much time. I want to get into this. You know, I know everyone's busy. People got a lot of things to do. I want to get right into it. But why is this important that we're doing this? Because you can grow as an artist and do things that would cost you so much that you could have never done before through these grants in the metaverse, in Web3. We're talking about Landworks. We're talking about Decentraland. These grants make everything possible. With a $120,000 grant from Decentraland, I've been able to redesign and renovate the HQ for Decentraland Report, which is going to come out on Ninesgiving, less than 1 month from now. But we also already finished the features and automation. We've also paid for our features for automating our airdrops. So right here, we were just given... Shaka Lazera just airdropped us some legendary wearables. Shaka Lazera, this is what we built. Check this out. You haven't been here in a minute. So literally, I can come here and I can see all of my wearables in my wallet. Here, you can see these in my wallet. Prizes that people have given us. Ooh, let's go. We have some, that's right, we got some purple Santa hats in here. So I can easily select these and transfer them into my smart contract. I can then go ahead and airdrop this to whoever is opted in, whoever we please. Today, the people who get, let's go. Let's go. Big Ben just Big Ben just subscribed to the DCL report. Let's go, Big Ben. It's so great to see you, brother. It is so great to see you, and I'm so grateful. People, 31 subscribers on the channel. Big Ben, that means you get the Meta Moments wearable. Does anyone want to see the work in progress sketch design? I'm going to give y'all a little sneak peek. Drop a 9 in chat if you want to see what these Meta Moments wearables. So at the end, basically in a week or so, you're going to see these airdrop to our subscribers. So if you're a subscriber on here, you get this airdrop to you. Y'all ready? Y'all want to see this? I want to show you a little sneak peek here because you're here. I like to give people that little alpha. All I'm gonna say is mint ears and wings, mint leaves. Of course, Snapple, amazing. I'm surprised they didn't utilize this, but Snapple, what is marquee of Snapple but the mint? You know, the mint leaves that they use, you know, that, there's a whole commercial around it. So you can expect to see something really magical every time from Sango. He really takes a lot of passion and love into what he does. Oh, muito obrigado, Shaka Lazera. Me conforme o nome do endereço se está em Pink Bambi. Isso é mesmo, é esse mesmo. Shaka Lazera, é esse mesmo. É o nome da minha esposa. Mas esse é o endereço certo. Você vai ver aqui, Shaka Lazera, você vai ver que com um grant de Decentraland de $120 mil, uma das coisas que a gente criou é essa função de poder fazer uns airdrops para todo mundo de uma vez. Eu posso seletar todos os meus wearables e adicionar quem eu quiser que se adicionou na nossa comunidade. Então você pode ver que logo mais isso vai sair. Muito obrigado, muito apreciado. For those who don't know, I am part Brazilian. So indeed, a lot is possible with these DAO grants, and I appreciate everybody coming out in support. I wanted to give people some 10 minutes to get in, but it's 11:10 now. The secret code, if you're listening right now, we're gonna get started, okay? The secret code to get airdropped a wearable at the end of this session. All right, I'm only gonna say it once. If somebody else wants it later in the future, somebody in chat's gonna have to tell them. I'm not gonna come back to this because I don't want to lose time on prizes and stuff. I want to make sure y'all get it. DCL Tour guys, I don't know what you said, but it sounded good. The secret password will be grilled cheese with, and then the first 2 letters of your username. Grilled cheese with first 2 letters of your username. So for me, it would be I love grilled cheese with the first two letters with K. So, grilled cheese with the first two letters of your name. Para ganhar os prizes hoje, você vai colocar aqui com um comentário aqui nesse post. Grilled cheese with the first two letters of your name. Os primeiros duas letras do seu nome. All right, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all till the end of our session to do that, and after that, I'm going to make a note and I will airdrop. Let's see. That is so. I don't know why that's hilarious to me. That's much better than dropping your ETH address, folks. The password, grilled cheese with the first letter of your name. Your your expand name. That's hilarious to me. All right, y'all. Down to business. Who is ready? In the meantime, we do have participants who have been handpicked to participate in this session. There are specific people who apply to be a part of this program and to get their grants taken from A to Z. If you want to be in the next program, all you have to do is go on ImagineOnEarth.com and you can go ahead and there you can see an application that says get approved for up to $240K in grant funding. You just apply right here. You can sign up on ImagineOnEarth.com. It's right on the homepage. And that will get you into consideration for the next round. This round, I want to give a special shout out to our participants who've been working with us in various time zones. So sometimes they can join us, but other times it's been difficult. Shout out to MetaTrekkers. Let's see, we got MetaTrekkers. Drop a 9 in chat if you're here, if you're one of these people. MetaTrekkers, Big Nasty, Azolino, NFT Sommelier, Low-Key Giant, Tony RHI, Fractillions, Lana Lisa Bona, Fabio, Decot, Art or Die, Babe Beckner, all those people, straight legends, have put their hat in the ring. They have their grant proposals going on. What's up, MetaTrekkers? We do have a community chat going on right now. That's in, if you want to be in Discord, that's where you can join us in the conversation. If you are looking to get that one-on-one coaching, if you're one of those people, if today you do have questions, there will be opportunities for workshopping today. So feel free to jump in there. If you do, you're definitely going to want to turn off the sound and you know, the sound for the Twitch stream, because or else it'll double up. But GM, how you doing, Patradamus? Good to see everybody. All right, let's get straight to business. Folks, I'm going to go pretty quick through this, so take out your notepads, get ready to learn, and today we're focusing on community feedback and grant iteration. One of the most important steps in this process, I can't express it enough. It's not a matter of putting together your grant and launching it. It's like building a rocket ship and pressing go, and there's a lot of risk in launching a rocket, folks. Once you press go, that thing can explode midair, and no telling what kind of fallout that might have. So rather than do that, I suggest we take a different approach, like a road trip. We're going to take a little step here, a little step there. Along the way, if we need help, we can always ask for directions. And today's going to be about asking for directions, folks. Here's what we're going to cover. Understand your needs for VP before submitting. Have some sense of reality on what you're asking for and what it is exactly it will entail for you to achieve that. You have your potential, but do your capabilities match? Number 2, identifying the delegates that you need for needed VP. That's an important step, and all these steps are literally my go-to process. As HP was so kindly letting people know, indeed, I've been approved for more grants than many people. And I'll say it's because I followed this process, folks. Be visible, prepare for your public pitch. That's right, next week, all of those participating are going to be invited and welcome to pitch their proposal live on stream. We're going to talk more about why that's important, but you will get your opportunity next week. We're not only putting these DAO proposals into the DAO, but you will also be pitching these live on air. You'll also be going ahead and we'll be going through a workshop section here, so be sure to stay linked up on this if you want that feedback towards the end. So to get started, how many votes do I need to be approved? Well, it depends, folks. And different DAOs, different metaverses, they have different grant opportunities that happen in Web3. They take on different decision-making processes. Let's take a look at two different ones right now, Decentraland and Landworks. And this is not to say that your vision should be limited to the scope of these two organizations. In fact, Jadu AR, which very soon in the next, I think, 19 days, they're going to have a mint, and 100% of the money from their mint is going to go into a community treasury that is going to be controlled via their DAO for grants and other things that they're going to be building. So this model of having DAO funding be approved for the community members, this is not something that is a fad. This is central to the ecosystem and how decentralized products and communities grow. So this is a good skill to learn, and it's like a game changer for people who are sort of open and sort of liberated creators, let's just say. People who want to create and they don't want other people to hinder that creative spirit. They just want to build. So here we go. We're going to look at two different ones, Decentraland grants and Landworks grants. So on this side, let's take a look. Actually, let's start with, let's just start with Decentraland grants. So on the left here. So these grants, as I mentioned in the last session, the voting power is based on mana, land, and name holdings. Okay, there's also VP delegation. On this Landworks side, you can see voting is done by a panel of expert judges. So two different organizations, both of them have decentralized structures, yet they have different voting for their grants. Some of them are done by the DAO, some of them are done by our like specific competitions that have expert judges. In Decentraland, you can see there's 6 different tiers of different grants, and in Landworks, there's only 2 different tiers. Here you have 50,000 available. In Decentraland, you have actually 200 million available. So keep that all into account. I've talked to a lot of, I think there's a lot of like guilt and reservation from a lot of creators in the space too that I talk to. They're like, well, do I need to like, and typically it's the people like who are like that, who have already proven that they deserve a grant. It's the people who are coming straight up, it's like, oh, I'm going to come here and get a grant, it's a big opportunity, that often haven't even done the legwork to really deserve one of these things. So I will say, if you're a creator who's like, but I don't want to have to leech off of DCL, I can build these things, I've been building these things, I don't really need a grant, I'm going to tell you, shut the hell up and start building bigger. Stop limiting yourself. If that's the way that you think, then you are not allowing yourself to see your full potential. You need to take what you've already created and amplify that into the metaverse to serve our community. That is what this is about. This is not about leeching off of the DAO, because in the end, let's look at a different circumstance. Let's say we're super limiting in how we give the DAO funding, right? Say we are super sketchy, we don't have any programs like this to lift people up, and we just don't accept people, outsiders coming in, they get turned away because, and they don't get lifted up, they just kind of get gate kept, kept out, like. Then Decentraland doesn't grow, content doesn't happen, our community doesn't grow, and then places like Sandbox grow a lot bigger, a lot of other places grow, they take the market, Decentraland disappears. Now this grant funding that's been reserved to the side is now worth nearly nothing, not 200 million, now it's worth nothing because we didn't use it. So there is a downside to not using and not making as much of a path and a successful path as possible for creators, no matter where they are, to discover what we're doing here and utilize this funding. My belief is that if we want to take this seriously, we should be thinking about, honestly, in my opinion, 200 million, you could have that for 100 years, right? Let's say 100 years. Or let's break that 50 years, right? By the time all of like, let's say this, like in the next 50 years, we want to get rid of that, right? That 200 million. We want to turn that 200 million. In the next 50 years, we want to create that 200 million into experiences that realize, like 200 million folks, let me tell you really quick, like 200 million, that's a million wearables at $100 a wearable, right? If we get like 30 million daily active users, follow me on this, write this shit down. If we get 30 million daily active users, right? And then a brand like Gucci comes out and says, yeah, we're going to have 3 million Gucci outfits, and each one's going to be $100, less than what it costs IRL, and it's going to allow you, we sell 3 million of those, right? Like 10% of 30 million of our daily active user, we sell 10% of them buy the $100 Gucci thing. That's already generated $300 million, right? So we, our goal here should not be to say, we need to hold on to this 200 million. We need to turn that 200 million into millions of daily active users. That 200 million is worthless to us. That 200 million is worthless to us unless what we need to turn that into, that 200 million daily active users, $200 million, let's say each daily active user, say we could acquire a daily active user for $30, right? And we wanted 30 million daily active users. So that would mean we need to get the cost of acquisition. This is how we need to be thinking about this. Using this money to acquire customers. Getting the cost, getting the cost of acquiring customer. Like that is an actual formula, right? 200 million. Build things. Spend money to build things that acquire and bring in users. If we don't do that, we are going to screw ourselves, folks. Our own desire to protect the DAO funding is going to destroy it. So that's why this program is here, folks. Are you following? Drop a 9 in chat if you follow what I'm saying. Like, we started this stream with 26 viewers. Now we're down to 20. That only tells me that not many people are really exactly. Are y'all following me? Is this good content information for y'all? Because I feel like I'm trying to do whatever I can to lift the community. And for me, I feel like I'm doing the Decentraland Report. I'm like, what else can I do? It's not applying for more grants because I'm one person. I can't create and I can't use all that money. I can't solve it. No one would give me. I need to empower the community so you can go out and get your grants, folks. And so you can go teach and show other people how to. Thank you, MetaTrekkers. Thank you. All right, so here we go. Tier 3 and up, you have X months of vesting with a 1 month clip. That's like 6 months typically. That is. So the VP is hard to get, folks. It's 1 mana for each voting power, right? For each VP is 1 mana. 1 name equals 100 voting power. 1 land is 2,000 voting power. And each estate is worth 2,000 multiplied by the number of single lands. So if they have 2 parcels, it's 4,000. So let's say right here, if you wanted to start with a tier 1, you need 1 million voting power. What does that mean? You need someone with $1 million in mana. Or you need 10,000 users with registered names. I think that would be very difficult to get. Let alone I've never gotten more than 200 people to vote on one governance. So number 1 and number 2, getting your votes off of mana to get a tier 1, you just need to know a rich person. Do you know a rich person? That's on you. Personally, I don't have $1 million in anything except NFTs that probably will go to zero. One name contributes 100 voting power. So do you know 10,000 people in DCL? Shit, I don't even got 10,000 followers on Twitter. I'm out here giving this gold right here, and I got 9,922 followers on Twitter. Y'all, help me get to 9,999 on this. So even getting 10,000 people with DCL names is pretty challenging. I wouldn't assume that all my Twitter followers have DCL names. So one land equals 2,000 voting power. So if you wanted the smallest grant possible, up to 5,000, right? Up to 5,000. You would need to know at least 500 people with land. Now, like I said, I haven't even gotten more than ever on any of my grants. I've never gotten more than, I think the max was 156 people that voted on one DAO proposal, which, by the way, to get 156 people on one DAO proposal is a freaking achievement. I don't know. I was pumped about that. So just to give you some scale, some reference of scale. So 500 people with land, or you could know maybe people with multiple pieces of land. So now we're talking estates though. So if we're talking estates, then maybe we should be looking at districts because those are the biggest estates. So if you are looking for 1 million voting power, what is the strategy that you're going to use? Let alone if you're looking for 2 million voting power, what's the strategy you're going to use? If you're trying to get 4 million voting power, what strategy are you going to use? Are you just going to throw this on Twitter and say, gee, I hope the right people find out about this? That's like pissing into the wind, folks. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to piss on myself. So I'm not going to just piss out into the open, hoping that the wind, leaving it up to wind to decide whether or not I'm getting that golden shower today. There's my analogy for you. Censor that. Stefan, please delete that. This is NSFW. This is for... So you really need to build a strategy around how you're going to do this. You really do. If you're going to do this, you need to really think about, and I'm going to give you my strategy in a second. Landworks grants, if you're going to get one of these, is a bit simpler. They're 20-day periods. You can only get up to 10,000 plus 2,500 enter on one, but it's a 20-day cycle. You have a specific panel of judges. That means that you can actually go on their website, right? And you can go to the grant program. You can actually look up and see who the judges are. You can even message them on Twitter and say, hey, what kind of things are you interested in seeing in these DAO proposals? Or, hey, I've created my proposal here for this. I would love to get your opinion whether or not this is aligned, or whether or not, just quickly, if there's anything I should adjust. Trust me, that will exponentially increase your chances of success. That will exponentially increase it. And here they even make it very clear guidelines on what they expect. So these are two different kinds of programs that are really going to show you different ways on how they decide. Now, what probably most of us want to know is, well, how do we get these? You know, getting 10,000 is nice, but what about these DCL grants? Well, in DAO structures like Decentraland, who will decide on the outcome of my grant? Well, I honestly find that this is the way that I stack it. Decentralized voting power rules supreme. Where does that start us? Well, with tier 1 all the way up to tier 6, each stage of these particular stakeholder groups I find to be more important. You want to address them all at every stage, because even if you're applying for a tier 1, you want to have a vision maybe of how you're going to grow and eventually apply for bigger grants. That's me personally. I want to always be growing. Like, I want to build one thing that can grow, create value, that I can invest in more, that'll exponentially increasing its value and impact, right? Not to say that we keep dumping money into a pit, but that, you know, if I do 1 + 1, that equals 2. And then I'm able to multiply that by itself, 2 times 2, then you get 4 times 4. I want to keep doing a sort of exponential impact rather than an additional impact. I don't want to keep adding to things. The goal here is to multiply. So here we go. We have our tier 1. I always start with public consensus as the base, just getting everybody on the same page and my community. And yes, you do want to be a part of a community. Maybe you're not the builder of that community. Maybe you're a part of the community. Maybe you're here, you're a part of this community, right? So maybe you can't build public consensus so easily just on your own, but by participating in a group like this, by being in the Accelerate on Earth program, you're going to be next week pitching your thing live on air. So this is going to be ways that you're going to work towards building that public consensus. And with that, you're going to do pretty well in these tier 1 grants. As you approach higher, these things become more and more important. Delegated votes, tier 1 and 3, important. That's when these become, if you want to get to tier 4, you're going to have to go beyond public consensus and delegated votes. You're going to need to really start to talk to the landholders. And last but not least, if you want to get to tier 6, folks, you're going to need the builders, the apex of the DCL community. And I say that in all honesty, that's what I see to be the fact. Even beyond the landholders, the builders. Landholders, you could generalize and say landholders. Some landholders are builders, but landholders in general, they are beholden to the people who are going to raise the value of their land. And who is that? Those are the builders, folks. So the builders are the people who really are at the top of this totem pole. So if you want to be at the top of the DCL totem pole, what do you need to be doing? Tell me in chat, what do you need to be doing if you want to be a Don in the metaverse? Let's see if chat is picking up on what I'm talking about here. Bob the Builder, can we build it? Wag me, motherfucker. OX Vapo, consistency. Absolutely. Consistency. That is so true. Building and consistency is a key part of that. Can't express that enough. That's right. So if you want to be at the top of the totem pole, not only do you need to be a builder, but you need to be consistent. You need to show that every day. Absolutely. But I will say to that OX Vapo, I do believe that you should always let people know you as. Don't tell people who you are. Don't just show up and tell people. Like, showing up every day isn't showing up and telling people. Showing up every day is showing up and letting people know you as somebody who does something. Show up and do something every day that lets people know you as the person who does this. Don't just tell them. Let's take a closer look now at delegated votes. This is the sweet spot, in my opinion, that everyone who's interested in the DAO, if they want to if they want the biggest return on their investment in their time, this is where you need to be putting your attention, folks. Decentraland delegates. Why? Because actually, if you look at the top delegates, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, the top 13 delegates, if you were to look at the top 13 delegates, folks, you could actually get more than 2 million voting power just from the top 13 delegates. It's actually 2.250, a little over 2.225 million voting power. So actually, if someone like Sinful or somebody like, Abriel or Pablo were to say no, you could still actually, through just the DCL delegates, who are fairly easy to connect with. So with that said, just find a way to connect with them, folks. I mean, you could, number one, use Decentraland. You can actually go into your friends list and add them as friends in Decentraland. That's the number one thing maybe you want to do. Go to Decentraland and maybe talk to some people. Ask some friends in Decentraland, hey, do you know Morris Mustang? Really go after these and go one at a time, right? You can actually see how many people are on this list. You can actually go and check it out on the DAO.decentral. I'm going to show you where to find this list. So you go to governance.decentraland.org. So I'm going to show you how to find this information, DCL Tour Guide. You're going to go to transparency. You're going to scroll down until you get right here. I think this is where it is. Hold on. I thought it was right there. Transparency dashboard. I think that might be where it is. Here, actually, on this one, so if you go to governance.decentraland.org/transparency, you can go here, you can find all of this data. You can see the source. They have the source data there. You can see their dashboard they created. I'm trying to find the list of... Okay, right here. You go to voting power and you go delegate VP. Okay, so you go to voting power, you go to governance.decentraland.org. You can go to /balance if you want, but you can click here to voting power. You scroll down, you go to VP not delegated. If you click delegate VP, you can see that list. And you can actually scroll down and you can find plenty, MetaTrackers right here. MetaTrackers, I see you. So boom, Bverse right there. Bverse got 100K voting power. So right here, you have a DCL reporter. Let me see. I wonder how the DCL report doing right here. 2342 plus Bverse. That's a DCL reporter right there. Of course, it's not to assume, but it's good to know that these people are all in one place because that's hard to find. Let's see. Kevin on Earth is a DCL reporter. So boom, just with the DCL report, we could help you get 10%. I was delegated VP. You can see here the VP that was delegated to me and all the actions that I took, all that good stuff. Pepe God, Treetop, and the DCL Foundation. So this is where you get your data, folks. This is where you get your data. You can see how many DAO proposals. Look at that. We're at an all-time low for DAO proposals right now. Look at this. Y'all are like weak, getting weak here. Slowing up. Look at this. Oh, look at, you know what this is? This is like, look at all the name bans. That was a big name. That was the month of banning right there. Wow, you can even look by date range. Do your research and get your information. But as you can see, it's not hard to reach out to these people. All of these people exist in the community. You can very much so go on Twitter and connect with them. So send them your governance forum post. This is the step 3. And this is what we're going to get into very shortly. But you're going to send them your governance forum post before the actual DAO proposal. So you're not going to actually go to these people and say, hey, I put my DAO proposal up. You're going to say, hey, I've just posted my DAO proposal on the governance forum, and I would love your feedback. Okay? And clearly as a delegate, you care and you want to see the important projects go through. And if you're a person who cares, tell them that, show them that, right? Show them your credibility, your consistency, what you've been building in a way that's also respectful of their time, because I myself I know I get sent a lot of DAO proposals, and I have to reserve, literally Thursday is my DAO day. So Thursday during 11 to 1, I do these sessions. And then in the afternoon, I'm actually reviewing the DAO proposals that you send to me. People send me in the afternoon on Thursday. So Thursday is my DAO day. DAO day, that's what Thursday is for me. So send them your DAO proposal. Hey, so is this link on your Imagine on Earth DCL tour guide? This is going to be in the video on demand. This presentation, you'll see it in a VOD very shortly. It's gonna be published. So I'm still gonna iterate this presentation further. Probably, what I'm gonna ask is, by the end of this, I want all of your feedback so I can make this better, because the next step I would love to do is to bring this to the universities. So at the end of this, I would love your feedback. You can drop that just in the YouTube videos. There's a YouTube video here for the first one. And you can just drop your feedback right in these videos, so I can improve on these this presentation going into the next iteration of the program. So you're gonna send these people, and I suggest that if you haven't already applied for at least a 60K or a multiple lower than 60K grants, then I don't suggest you go for 120K. That's just my personal opinion. I think, for all intents and purposes, it takes a couple rounds to build trust and also learn how it works. There's no rush. If you're being genuine, then don't rush. Just build with confidence and start small, prove yourself, and grow to these larger grant levels. But to start, you can get up to 60K with just the delegates, folks. With just the delegates. So in that, I put here step 4, which is optional ultimately, which is to invite them to a public pitch of sorts. Maybe that's a video that maybe it doesn't have to be a live thing, but it's good that it's live, because you want them to have an opportunity to talk to you about it, not just see a video and have to type something out. Invite them to a public pitch, and invite other people too. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Set up something whether it be a Twitter Spaces, whether it be a Twitch live stream, YouTube live stream. So that, in other words, people, for next week, your homework will be to prepare your pitch. And really quick, I'm going to give you my format for how I typically pitch pretty much anything. And I use what's called the Challenger sales model. It is a sales model that's built on consensus-based systems of sales that depend on many people agreeing, complex environments that require not just one person to say yes, but multiple people. And I think this sales model is actually becoming even further innovated with the decentralized ecosystem that we're seeing. Even further, like this idea of a consensus complex sales model, when applied to a decentralized ecosystem like this, I can't tell you, it changes the game. But here's how I typically break things down. You can flip and flop however you want, do whatever you want. This is just how I do things. So first, you want to start by warming your audience up. Do not jump in. And I will say, do not lead with your product. Lead to your product. And every product solves a problem. And when you put a DAO proposal up, you are solving a problem. You are pitching a solution. You're asking for money for someone to buy a product or a service from you. Whether it's a product or a solution, a product or a service, typically those things together are called solution-based sales. So literally, you're providing the DAO, whether it be creating content or producing something, you're literally providing a solution. Don't lead with your solution, your product. Lead to your solution, your product. The warm-up. So first you're going to the first step of this Challenger sales process, and I'm no expert. This is just something, a book that I read, and I've used it substantially, and it's been quite helpful. So the process is to build credibility with prospects by communicating that you understand their world and their problem. This has to be genuine. This has to come from a place of, like, good salesperson People think it's somebody who sells something. A good salesperson actually is good at bringing value. The price is what you pay. The value is what you get. A good salesperson focuses on the value. Okay? Price should always be where you know you are providing exponential return in value. That's the right way to do it. So anything that you bring, a product, a solution, should have exponentially more value than it has price. And you should be able to communicate that. The only way to communicate that effectively, I find, is to start with really showing that you understand the problem and you understand the world that you're trying to bring the solution to. Step 2, reframe that problem as an opportunity. Look at that problem as an opportunity. Perfect example. Perfect example right here. When I'd created the features grant, $120,000, automation of the features, the problem was actually an opportunity for every Web3 creator, because I was building a tool that would not only benefit the Decentraland Report, but also every Web3 community in Decentraland coming to Decentraland to be able to use that for themselves. So the problem became an opportunity. If we are able to automate the feature scaling issue, if we're able to automate this scaling issue, then literally every content creator can scale to 1 million followers without increasing the amount of time they have to spend sending rewards. Content creators with this features solution, automation solution, can now send out their... So it's an opportunity. Why? Because you can now get infinitely more prizes as community members without requiring more content creators to come, or without requiring the existing content creators to have to manually send out more prizes. And it's an opportunity because the transparency behind it. So clearly the problem here, if we solve it, there's an opportunity for the community because we get more prizes and we get more transparency and we get more consistency. Let's use numbers. In my 24-hour stream, I sent over 1,000 prizes, and literally it took me maybe 30% of my time. So in other words, it took me more than 6 hours of literally manually entering. Let me show you what this looks like right now. Step 4, demonstrate value proposition takes place and where they could be. Let me show you what this looks like right now. I'm going to walk through what this looks like. I'm going to show you. I have to literally send and click this out one at a time. You see, each one literally takes more than a minute for me to send out each one. Now, wouldn't you know that here's a design that I have that can automate all of that? That's what we're creating. Maybe some of you have seen me do this live on my stream before. Drop a 9 in chat if you've seen me do this live on my stream. I've literally showed you the problem. I walked you through it, and then I led you to the solution. People, I am not lying here. And this isn't manipulation. This is not deception. This is communication. This is how you get other people to see the vision that you see and get past their immense biases, their blocks that everyone has, folks. Everyone has. 9 is my favorite number. 9 is 7A. So let's talk about it afterwards. So I want to end this little lecture portion with some simple tips. That is, give yourself 1 week after the DAO proposal to collect and adjust your feedback. Don't just get your feedback and sit on it. Every time you get feedback, respond to that person who gave you feedback, iterate your grant, respond to feedback, iterate your grant. Keep doing that back and back with each person. Feedback is your most valuable asset in week 2. That is your gold. Don't just involve people at the result. Web3, the difference on creating products in Web3 and Web2 is that Web3 allows for the community to own and be a part and see value in their participation in growing a product. It wasn't possible before because of the centralization of data and how we didn't have a forensically accountable method to validate who were the original supporters and people along the way in building a product. But now with blockchain, decentralization, with Web3, we can now do that. And now as a result, it's not like anyone decided on this. It was a natural and organic thing that now that people see that by giving people an opportunity to own a piece of the growth of a really valuable idea, that people actually contribute better feedback, they are present more frequently, and they participate more in the ecosystem. It's just chemistry. It's not something that was decided. Establish clear channels for communication. So make sure that you do have channels where people can give you feedback and see that you are present, so you can make yourself available. Don't make somebody have to jump through hoops to have to get their feedback to you. Don't say yes to every collaborator. You're going to put your thing out. You're going to want to get feedback, and everyone's going to have feedback, and you can't say yes to everything. Some people aren't going to have, and I say collaborator because these people in the community, they are your collaborators. They are your collaborators. They are not your customers. They are not your, they're not like voters. They're collaborators. There are people who are literally with their feedback collaborating. And at the same time, there are a lot of different kinds of people in Decentraland. So know who you're trying to serve. Make sure you know who you're trying to solve a problem for. Focus on those people. Don't say yes to every collaborator. Recognize that when you're being distracted or when you're distracting others. Like, number one, recognize when somebody might be adding more complexity, keep things simple, or recognize when you might be doing that. Recognize when maybe even in Decentraland, maybe you say you're trying to solve a problem and maybe you're distracting from a bigger problem that needs to be solved. Recognize that. If everything that was worth doing happened the first time around, I would not freaking be here right now. Trust me, I'd be on the freaking moon. Been in this for 17 plus years, and if I show you, screw it, I'm going to show you guys right now. Like, don't even. And this is just my YouTube analytics, folks. Look at this. Look at this, folks. Look at this. This is just my YouTube analytics. I was going to Berklee College of Music studying jazz composition and film scoring at one of the top universities. Look at this. Releasing videos very frequently. Look at this, folks. That's 2018. Took 4 years for my channel to start getting anything, and we just recently got some kind of ATH on our views. And look at that. Even, like, these aren't big numbers, folks. Look, I made 14 bucks on YouTube. Whoop-de-doo. You know, it takes time to grow. Do not just put your first DAO proposal in to the, you know, and this is why you need to give yourself, hey, we're making moves, folks. We're still very small, and honestly, I prefer it like this. I prefer it like this. If I could have like 999 real band members, that's all I need. And as you know, there is already an NFT that we have that proves who is that 999. Shout out to my 9 on Earth badge members. Who's got that on Earth badge? Drop a 9 in chat if you got yourself a badge. Let's go. Let's go. DCL Tour Guide is absolutely a real one. So make sure your focus is on one problem that matters, all right? The more problems you're trying to solve, the harder this is going to be. So let's go on to our DAO Grant and DCL forum channel, and you're going to post your grant. So are there any questions now that we're going to approach the section for how to basically all the workshops? Are there any questions? If you do, I know Shaka, I see Shaka in the, se você quer, tem uma pergunta, if anybody has any questions, hop in the Discord. There's a Discord voice channel right there, and feel free to ask any questions that you might have. I'm gonna give y'all a little time there. All right. So if you want to...
Kevin.
Ei, tudo bem?
Tudo bem, Kevin?
Ei, beleza? Muito bom te ver, Chaka.
Muito bom falar com você de novo.
Ei,
Como é que você tá, irmão?
de boa. A gente tá trabalhando, a gente tá aqui tentando apoiar a comunidade, você já sabe.
Muito bom. Eu tô voltando devagarzinho aí com os projetos novos.
Ei,
Vai dar tudo certo.
vamos lá.
Tem
Ó.
coisa nova, hein?
Com certeza, com certeza a gente vai apoiar. Você pode confiar com a gente.
Demorou. Vamos que vamos.
Vamos
Muito
lá.
legal aquele projeto seu ali. Eu tava olhando tudinho.
Opa, beleza, mano. A gente tá criando, sabe?
Bem legal, tá bem organizado, tá bem direitinho. Eu só fiquei numa dúvida como que eu consigo o VP.
O
Eu
VP
não consigo ainda ter.
pra Decentraland. Ou
Sim.
pra Decentraland DAO, né? É pra votar nos DAO propósitos do Decentraland.
Ah, sim, entendi.
É esse voting power que você tá perguntando?
Isso.
Então, eu vou falar aqui em português, daí eu vou falar em inglês.
Beleza.
Para pegar o voting power do Decentraland, entre ou um mana serve como um voting power, outro, um nome de Decentraland, você consegue 100 voting power no DAO. Se você tem um pedaço de terreno, você ganha 2.000 voting power. E daí também tem as pessoas que têm delegated, que a gente pode dar o voting power deles para outras pessoas. Então, tem gente que são delegados de voting power, que você pode achar a lista de todos os delegados se você vai para governance.decentraland.org. Você pode achar um lugar que chama Voting Power. Você vai para baixo e você pode ver coisa que fala Delegate VP. É no pedaço de baixo na direita. E aqui na direita. E aqui você pode ver a lista de todo mundo que tem Voting Power no Decentraland. E você pode achar eles em Twitter para falar com eles e pedir pro votos deles. Beleza?
Perfeito. Entendi tudinho. Agora sim.
Aí, vamos lá. Qualquer pergunta você pode perguntar e você
Sim.
pode confiar com a gente.
Sim.
Hey, awesome. Shaka, thank you so much. So basically what I was telling Shaka, he asked how do you get VP? I just went over again. You can simply get that by having land, mana, a name, or by going through the delegates. Indeed, Brandon Manis. Oh, yes. Got a special shout out to my Brazilian family out there. So this is the first step that I always say is like, you're going to want to go onto this forum. It's forum.decentraland.org. And before submitting your proposal to the DAO, you're going to want to come in here and submit this as just a post of its own. So you can go to new topic. You can see it's in governance, and you can just put it in like however you have it written, like it was going to be in the DCL DAO, however it may be. Once you have that posted, you simply copy that link, and then you can share it. And as you can see, a lot of people here, Pablo right there, he's a top DAO, he's a top delegate, he's in there. A lot of people here commenting on these proposals. And if you And if you need to, you can always reach out to me, and I'm happy to help you if you get lost in this process. But you can see pretty much they do it the same exact way. They just get all their information here. Oh wow, this looks beautiful. It's not hard to see how to get this done. Just follow the people who are doing it, copy them, right? Hey, I like Portuguese too, and Portugal has much better crypto tax laws, all that good stuff. So, hey, what you gonna do? All right, so I hope that you have everything you need there. Just go ahead and submit that. Your job right now, if your participant, is to go into forum.decentraland.org, go to governance, and then go ahead and submit your proposal. That's step 1. Step 2 now, live feedback from the 4th highest DCL delegate. Yours truly. That is a flex, folks. I'm going to flex on you right now. Your boy is the 4th highest delegate. That means that it is my duty not only to help you, but also to vote on these things. Sometimes I don't vote on things I don't feel like. I do abstain, but I do look at every DAO proposal. Every Thursday, either on air or off air, I'm going through these DAO proposals. So I am going to now show you firsthand once you have submitted your DAO proposal to, I'm going to show you how this looks like, and I'm going to put on my delegate hat, and I'm going to shit on your applicate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna give you my feedback. I'm going to so go ahead and type that in chat, or drop that in. Actually, yeah, drop that in here. I have some people drop it in the AccelerateOnEarth. Y'all cannot take me too seriously. I'm like how do you say, wabi sabi? I just learned this just recently. I'm wabi sabi, folks. I'm learning about wabi sabi. It's actually a traditional Japanese aesthetic. Wabi sabi is a worldview centered on the acceptance of transience and imperfection. The aesthetic is sometimes described as one of appreciating beauty that is imperfect, impermanent, incomplete in nature. It is prevalent throughout all forms of Japanese art. So, shout out all my Wabi Sabi family out there. Not to be confused with wasabi. I know I made that confusion myself. Wabi Sabi. You know, it's funny because sabi means in Portuguese. So it's like if you say it in Portuguese, it's like wabi sabi. It's like wabi, Wabi sabi gang, let's go. So that's right. There is a specific name for the fixing things with gold. I forget forget what it's called. That's called kintsugi. That's when you use that gold to fix pottery and stuff. Wabi sabi is like the sort of motif that would be sort of like the root of kintsugi. Kintsugi is a form of wabi sabi, of art form of wabi sabi. Let's see. So there is one here that's been posted. So I'm going to go into this DAO proposal here. All right, here we go. I'm dropping the link here in case anyone else wants me to give them feedback. I'm going to jump into this one. If we finish up here and nobody else is ready for the hammer, that's okay. But I will expect your outreach by the end of the week. I will know if you are actually following through with your DAO proposal on whether or not I get messaged. And if you want to message me, then message me here on this. I'm telling you right now, on the AccelerateOnEarth channel, on the DCL Report Discord, that is where you're going to drop your governance forum post for me to drop my feedback. All right, y'all. DCL tour guide waiting on hers. That is totally fine too. And I anticipated that many people who go through this program are going to learn things and want to adjust. Not everybody's going to be balls to the wall. And I think in a lot of times that's the best case. So you want to give your art the time and attention it needs. I'm going to put together a UI, UX proposal of the exactly DCL tour guide. Now we're talking. Yes, exactly. Well done. Folks, if I do a good job here, ideally, I could do this workshop one time, put these online for free, and I would ideally never have to do it again. Everybody should be able to learn and boom, be off to the races. Everyone should be able to share this with anybody looking for a grant, and every single person is going to be in a position to succeed. Figma is a freaking great application for that. Yes. Great one. Thank you, Dr. Token. All right, I'm going to go into the forum post for this one. I'm actually going to look it up like as an actual forum post rather than... Actually, I'm just going to do it right here. Actually, I will do it. Okay. So this is a tier 4, $60,000 6-month grant. Okay, tier 4. Wait, I thought tier 4 was... Yeah, exactly. Okay, tier 4. So actually, I take it back right here. There's a mistake on here. You can actually get up to a tier 4. This is actually supposed to say tier 4, 60K. So you can actually get a 1 to 3 is 1 million VP. You can get up to 60K. You can get up to a tier 4 with the delegates. And you can vote on your own. So this is actually one by Sinful Meat Sticks, who we also saw here. Sinful Meat Sticks is the third top. He has a 250,000 VP just to himself. Let's see if he voted for his own. Of course he did. Here we go. 148, 2 million VP needed. Already passed the goal. Already approved. Somebody asked me to look through this. I don't know why. I'm gonna look through it anyways. Sinful Meatstick is a highly supportive, essential DCL community builder and Twitch streamer. Through his company, Sinful Media. I love that name, Sinful Meatstick. That can go any way. He is seeking DAO funding to help continue providing high-value content to the DCL community, as well as help provide streaming services to fellow community members who may not have this resource free at cost. As a Twitch streamer, show host, community builder, and content creator, Sinful has worked with established DCL groups, projects, and wearable creators such as Baby Dolls, Rocking You. Everyone knows Sinful Meatstick very well, that's for sure. As one of the most active Twitch streamers and content creators in Decentraland, Sinful has been creating and onboarding new users in the space for more than 8 months. An accomplishment he says fills him with gratitude and pride. Sinful has also hosts a weekly show titled Beyond the NFT, which is streamed simultaneously on Twitch and in Decentraland. During the last 5 months, he has interviewed some of the most iconic figures of DCL, including Rustan, many, many more. Additionally, Beyond the NFT has been a springboard for many aspiring music talent in DCL, such as a lot of great people there. Sinful has also hosts a highly engaging weekly... so he's actually... I think this is a content category, if I'm not... In the community, yes, this is a community category. So this is not a platform. So they're different categories. So you have to take that into account. He's saying, I'm a community builder. Sinful has been building this for a long time. Funding for the DAO will allow Sinful to continue providing content. He also plans to make user-friendly how-to videos. Right now, the biggest financial consideration, he's creating an RTMP server, solving a problem. I would have adjusted this to really be a bit more around that, but I like this. The RTMP server, solving the biggest financial consideration, continuing to fully fund that server, often stifles his creative process. It costs $200 a month. I can think on the high end, $300 for you to have a server, which neglects the community of valuable content. So the most significant cost is actually a salary. Look at this. My man got himself a content creator salary. Let's freaking go. Annual average salary for community relations manager is $99K. He's going below that. He's going $28 an hour, 40 hours a week. Server costs, it's like if you want to have a server cost, if you want to basically stream into Decentraland, you need to set up an RTMP server to basically collect your stream from Twitch and stream it into anywhere. Typically, I take that RTMP server and I funnel it into Restream to send it out to my Decentraland, YouTube, everybody gets it. Personnel, here we go. So dude is soloing this mission right here. Dude is soloing this mission. Got 60K. Let's freaking go. Why is the price so high? Price is high for what? I don't really see, like, this guy done it. He got $5,000 for hardware, which can buy himself a new computer. $5,500. That's like $488 for 1 year. That is pretty high. He might be setting up on multiple servers though, and he also might be setting a higher bandwidth limit. So if he pays $500, like, the server cost can vary based on the load that you want it to have. So if you want it to like serve like for instance, if you see those LANs that have like really slow jittery, that means they're not setting their server load limit isn't high enough. They need to pay more a month to have a higher bandwidth, essentially. Listen, I like it. He said he's going to do this for 1 year. This is his year salary. It is pricey. I pay that out of pocket every month. Roadmap milestones. So look, he's going to provide community members who have presented Decentraland programming ideas a time slot to broadcast their show on his server. So if you want to be streamed in Decentraland, boom, just give. So he's solving two problems here. Canessa voted yes. If anyone deserves, Billy T Coin. He will only vote yes if it's for 69,000. Looks like it's all good. 69K seems like a solid number. He got approved. So here you go, folks. Simple as that. Who's feeling bullish right now? Who is feeling bullish right now? I'm feeling so bullish. I'm ready to freaking... Would y'all, if I wanted to put up billboards for the Decentraland Report, would y'all help me get a DAO proposal through for that? I'm curious. I'm just curious. If I had a billboard connect, would y'all be down for billboards for Decentraland Report? Meta Trekkers, let's go. Thank you, Vapo. Antonio. Because look, we've now made it that our features automation is ready to go. Our rewards can be dropped en masse. So we can literally bring as many people here as possible, and we can give everyone prizes. And I think we have literally built, on the Decentraland Report, we literally have built not only a catalog of beautiful history that we created together, we've automated our features. Folks, I'm at the point where I think we should get a $60,000 grant to put up billboards, and with the I think we need to get our, on Nine's Giving, we're gonna have the DCL Report HQ built out and available. Folks, I think what we need to do, the next DAO proposal I think I'm gonna do is I think we're ready to bring people in, folks. I think we need to get some sort of billboards, get the word out there. I don't know, folks. That's what I think. Billboards. Bring people through to discover Decentraland through the Decentraland Report. I think the community's all about it. Oh, I'm excited, folks. So much is possible. Imagine that. Imagine if we had it. What if we literally, and what if we put up like a billboard, and on each billboard we have a different, like we do different billboards, and we put each of our Decentraland reporters on a different billboard. Like for instance, like on one, like we do multiple designs. On each design we have a different DCL reporter. So come watch like Mariana, come watch Fractillions, Kevin on Earth, Chris Metatrekkers. YouTube advertisements. Or Facebook or Instagram. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Should we go all out? Should we say, let's take it beyond the billboards? Let's get the Facebook and Instagram going as well. Hey, let me tell you, if we were able to get, we're at 31 subscribers right now. If we were able to get, right now we get $5 a month per subscriber. Let's say like we could run, this channel could have developers, video editors, and exist for perpetuity. If we had 4,000 subscribers. 4,000 subscribers isn't that many people if you think about it. We just have to basically a little more than 100x what we've done right now. We can do it, folks. If we 99x what we have right now, let's go. If we 99x. We actually were talking about this the other day, and if we were to do this, actually, I'm going to suggest something else first. I'm going to suggest something better. I'm going to suggest something so much better, frickin' Brain Blast. We're going to solve two problems at once. We're going to solve two problems at once. Are you ready to hear this fucking brain blast that I just had? Drop a 9 in chat. I'm going to freaking drop this on y'all. Here's what we're going to do. The number one thing that we need to take Decentraland to the next level, we need to activate every single university student genius out there. Every student out there who's in college, coming out of college, looking for that big opportunity. We need those people creating proposals for the DAO, right? We need those people creating, building, right? We want them applying for DAO proposals, applying for grants. Right? This is what we do. We freaking put up billboards around every freaking university area. All those universities, we find to advertise. We target the freaking universities. We get billboards and visual marquees saying, come watch the Decentraland Report, a decentralized news network built and funded with over $250,000. Because if we raise another $120K grant for this, and we put it all into this ad, we can say over $250,000 in funded in grant funding. Learn how to apply for your grants, blah, blah, blah. Like, use the Decentraland Report as the poster child for create what could have be done create. We'll put, Chris Metatrekkers on there. We'll put, Mariana on each ad, and we slap that not only around every university, but we do targeted ads for people in that age range who are going to those specific universities. I think that's what we need to do, folks. What do you mean they have to believe in crypto first? You mean college kids? College kids believe it. It doesn't matter. Maybe reach out to the university for an event. I'm going to reach out to them after we already have all the billboards up. They're going to be calling us for a fucking event, DCL Tour Guide. We're going to be so in their face with the value that their students can get. Their students are going to be wanting it. They're going to have to come to us. I've done that, DCL Tour Guide. I've reached out to all these people, and I'm going to be honest, DCL Tour Guide. There's more people who are going to put a block and a no in front of you than there are people who are going to give you the opportunity. We need to do one thing that's going to make a massive impact. We have the capital to do it. We need to stop thinking small. We need to think massively. We're going to help them. We don't need them to believe in crypto. We don't need them to believe in crypto. We need them to believe in opportunity. We're going to do this, folks. If y'all believe in me, I will put in the legwork to get this done. I know I'm close friends with somebody who has great connections. I already have the billboard industry sort of. I have it somewhat figured out. I have two major connections in the billboard industry, in the advertisements industry. I've been connecting with and working with. I think we need to do this, folks. My brain is ticking. I hope yours is too. I think that's a good place to leave our session for today. All right, y'all. There is a lot to be done. Y'all go get to work. Get that feedback. Go submit your DAO proposal into the governance, into the forum, governance forum. All right, y'all. We got stuff to do today. Let's get it. Pounds all around. Brain tickled. Brain is tickling. Pounds all around, y'all. Keep up the good work. Shout out Landworks. Shout out Decentraland. Shout out everybody who came through. Make sure that you dropped your secret password here. Grilled cheese with the first two letters of your name. And I'll be airdropping you. Hey, Ikram. Much love. That means a lot. Hey, if that only means that I'm bringing value to the table, I'm helping people learn and grow, then call me whatever you want. Call me Pooh Bear. All right, y'all. Peace.